But because of the database locking problem, what you have to do is you have to disconnect this connection. So you have to stop your website from being accessed by the outside world. So what you will do is you will remove this connection and you will make your website unavailable for all your users. Okay? Then all the contents from all the changes made in the local website are deployed on the live website and the live databases. And then the testers will test on the live environment as well. And if everything goes fine, then they'll give a green signal and your website you will make it live again. This entire process is called as a deployment activity or an upgrade activity or a maintenance activity. And the time duration in which your website was not accessible to the end users is called as downtime. The time duration for which your website was not accessible to the users is called as downtime. So you might have seen it on Standard Chartered ka bank ka website or any other website or possibly your IRCTC ka website that they give you a message that our website will be down from this time to this time for maintenance activity. Or for scheduled maintenance, our website would be down from this time to this time. So this time to this time is the downtime, and this is what is happening in the background. Hello? Is it better now?
Your voice is coming like echo.
Echo? Mangesh, you are having the same problem with my voice?
This is decreasing, gradually decreasing.
Is it having an echo problem?
No echo at my side, but it is gradually decreasing.
Okay, just a second. Is it better now?
Yeah, initially it sounds better, but just after 5-10 minutes it starts gradually decreasing.
And
Yeah.
it comes back again, right? Hello?
It doesn't come back on its own. When I unmute and mute, then probably it may change the variation.
Okay, when you unmute and mute again.
Yes.
Okay, so that should be some problem with the app itself, GoToMeeting stuff, because this should not be a problem from our side.
But this is happening since yesterday. Yesterday also we faced same problem.
Right. Okay, no issues. Don't know. Maybe this can be a problem of the app, because yesterday for the evening wala session also I faced a problem that all of the 4 learners and me were joined in, but nobody was able to hear each other, and everybody's internet connection was working fine, but we were not able to have any audio between us. So we logged off and logged in again, and it was then started working properly. But there should not be a problem with us that we don't have to log off. If you face this problem of my voice getting low, just intimate so that I'll mute myself and unmute again, and it will go nice.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So this was your web architecture and the scheduled maintenance wala thing. Is this clear? Have you ever seen this kind of a message on the any of the website that it would be a scheduled maintenance, so the website won't be available from this time to this time?
Yeah, mostly the banking websites.
Exactly, mostly the banking websites and especially your IRCTC website. Every night 12 o'clock they have a maintenance activity. So if you visit the IRCTC website anytime, you will observe this.
Right.
In the night time or 12 o'clock. So now is it clear what is exactly that is happening behind it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now can you tell me an application of where you would be required to analyze the data or logs generated in your web servers?
During the festive seasons, probably you might to dress which is the most sellable commodity.
No, that is not in the web servers. That is a part of your databases. In your web servers, the transactions won't be recorded. Only the user activity is recorded. User activity like this guy came in and he visited these many pages and he was online or having an active session for this time. Hello?
Still guessing.
Okay. Madhuri, from your side, any guesses? It is very simple, guys. I've already given you the complete scenario just a moment ago. Okay. So tell me what will happen if Amazon decides to take this downtime. If Amazon decides to take this downtime from afternoon 12 o'clock to afternoon 3 o'clock in Pune. For its Pune wala server, if Amazon decides to do a maintenance activity and take a downtime from afternoon 12 o'clock to afternoon 3 o'clock, what will happen?
Not accessible for Pune customers, people who are logging from Pune.
Yeah, so what will happen?
So it affects the business
How?
because you cannot execute that particular transaction.
It's okay, na? So after 3 hours, they will execute it.
No, but who guarantees that the people who are accessing the site in that downtime frame will visit again?
Exactly. So you have plenty of option available. If I want to buy a cell phone and if Amazon is not available, I can still buy it from Snapdeal, I can still buy it from Flipkart or any other e-commerce website. So it is not mandatory that I have to buy it from Amazon itself. If it is not available, then not available. I can go to some other competitor of it. So what will happen is gradually, instead of getting more customers by upgrading their website, they will actually lose customers if they take a downtime during the afternoon sessions, which is probably a lunchtime for the IT hub of Pune, wherein the lunchtime is the best time for all the IT employees to buy stuff or to be social. So if that point of time your website is not available, when your user activity would be more in number, higher in rate, then you're surely going to suffer a loss. At least tell me now what is the application of analysis in here.
We want to understand the user interactions and the kind of mentality when user is actually logging in.
And how can you identify that?
From the login data, like at which time the user has logged and when he has logged out.
Okay. To brief it, what I would be doing is, or what would be data analysis doing here is analyzing the traffic on my website. So all I'll do is, before making a decision on taking a downtime, I'll try to decide the time slot based on what traffic I have in which slots of the day. What amount of network traffic on my website, user traffic, do I have on my website in what slot of the day? And in whatever slot it is the minimum from last 1 year, or let's say last 2 years, I'll choose that as appropriate time for doing my maintenance activity. And this is one of your applications of your big data. Now, how it becomes big data? If you talk about a website like, let's say, Amazon or Twitter or Facebook, then their web servers generate logs of size more than petabytes every hour. The servers of websites like Amazon, Snapdeal, Flipkart or Facebook or Twitter, they generate web server logs of around 1 petabyte or more than 1 petabyte every hour of the day. So if you talk about analyzing that data, which is petabytes into 24, into 7, into 12, into even 1 or 2, then the amount of data that would be collected by you would be more than brontobytes of data. And that is very, very, very difficult for any other system to analyze. So the only option for you is to bring the data from here, dump it here, and then analyze it. Only option for you is to grab the data from here and dump it here. So you would be having a chain. Clear? So you will have to bring data from your web servers and dump it inside Hadoop, and then you can do all sorts of analysis there. And this is where your Flume will play a role into. Why your Flume will have to be playing a role in here? Because this data that you're bringing from your web servers and dumping in Hadoop, it is constantly getting incremented in there. So your web server logs is getting constantly incremented. So it is for analysis, it is very necessary for you to make sure that there is no data loss, and whenever changes are happening, you are getting them almost near real time. Not only this is not the only application. Let's say we are having Flipkart ka Big Billion Day. Then as a manager, it is necessary for me to understand how many of my users have got a 404 ka error on my website, or how many errors are facing server connectivity problem on my website. And that I may come and ask my developer, like, last hour mein what happened, or from morning 5 o'clock till now what has happened. So it has to be near real-time data as well. Not only historical data, but it has to be near real-time data as well. And that should come without data loss. Clear?
Yeah.
So this is where your Flume will come into picture and you will deploy Flume. So now getting back to Flume. So this web architecture, application of big data, and why Flume would be needed, that is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So talking about some characteristics of Flume. So Flume is you can say the only ecosystem which is installed only, I'll better say only generation 1 ecosystem. Only ecosystem of generation 1 which is installed neither on client nor on HDFS. It is installed neither on client nor on HDFS. It is installed as a middle party in separate servers of its own. Okay, so it is installed as a third party which would act as an intermediator between the HDFS and the web servers. Okay, and it would be a separate server altogether. So in this case, what you will do is you will deploy a server here which will host your entity called as Flume agent. Okay, you will deploy. I'll remove this for some time being. You will deploy your entity called as Flume agent in between your web servers and your Hadoop. Okay. Then, while configuring your Flume agent into its configuration files, what you will do is you will tell the Flume agent that okay. You will tell your Flume agent that this is your source and this is your destination. Okay. While configuring your Flume agent, you will tell your Flume agent that this is your source and this is your destination. Is this clear so far?
But where the Flume agent will be installed?
A separate server. This is a separate server.
Okay. It is
So
not
your
part of cluster, right?
it is not a part of your cluster. This is your Hadoop cluster. This is your web servers. So this is probably your client. Okay. And this is your separate server called as Flume Agent.
Okay.
Okay. Not exactly that web server is your client. Your client would be somewhere here. Just give me a second. I had something. I don't know where it is gone suddenly. Just a second. Okay, I was searching for this guy. So this is your source and this is your destination. And your Mr. Client would be sitting here somewhere. So this is my client, means my laptop. So what I would be doing is from my laptop, I would be communicating with this server and configuring it. From my laptop, I would be communicating with this server and I will tell that server that this is your source and this is your destination. This is clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what this Flume agent will do is, once you have specified the source and destination to him, what he will do is, where are my shapes gone? Okay. So this Flume agent will create a communication channel between the source and the destination. The Flume agent will establish a communication channel between the source and this destination and will connect them together. Okay, so now your data transfer will happen from this communication channel. This is clear so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And this communication channel would somehow go through your Flume agent. Not somehow, it will be passing through your Flume agent. So the first point of contact before landing up, from the source to the destination, it would be a Flume agent. Means data would be collected from the source, dumped in the Flume agent ka server, then it would be given to your Hadoop ka cluster. Collected from the source, dumped in your Flume ka agent, then given to your Hadoop ka cluster. This is clear?
Yes.
Okay. But while visualizing this or while explaining it to somebody else, please do not say that it would land up in the Flume agent ka server first and then it will go to the Hadoop ka cluster. It is just for your understanding. You just have to say that the Flume agent transfers data from the source to the destination through the communication channel. That's it. And you don't have to say that between the communication channel before it actually goes, it is dumped in the Flume agent, then it is collected and then it is given to the Hadoop cluster. You don't have to say it in this way. I'll mention you the reason why you'll come to know about the reason why I said or why I have placed this Flume agent in between of the communication channel. Okay, so now what happens? Now Flume is a messaging service. So once this activity is done, Flume will keep on observing the changes that are happening in the web server called log file. The Flume agent will keep on observing the changes that are happening in the Flume web server called log file. So whenever a change happens, what it will do is, whenever a change happens, it will create an event out of it. Means it will create a small temporary file out of it. Mhm. Okay, it will create a small temporary file out of it, and that file is dumped in your Flume agent. So no file can be created on the network and kept on the network, right? So whatever change has happened, it will be created and stored as a temporary file in your Flume agent server. Okay. Then after some time another change happens, so another file would be created. Another change happens, another file would be created. This will go on for some time, some point of time. Either it is specified by the admin that for how much time it should wait, or either it happens after every considerable amount of update. That is decided by the Flume agent that okay, this is the right point of time to dump the data in HDFS now. So once that point is triggered, what Flume will do is Flume will take these three files, club them as one single file. club them together as one single file and dump this in your Hadoop cluster through the communication channel. By that time, one part of the Flume agent is still listening to what changes are happening on the web server. And whenever a change is happening during this transfer as well, a event is getting created. After some period of time, even that event would be converted into a part file and would be dumped in your Hadoop cluster. This is clear. Like for example, uh, Madhuri and Mangesh, you two are together one Flume server. Okay, Madhuri and Mangesh, you together are one Flume server, and this word screen of mine is the ever incrementing file. Okay, and you have to dump this content somewhere. So what you would be doing is Madhuri would be observing the changes that is happening on the file, and whenever I write something in this file, she will click a picture and give it to you. Whenever any change happens on the file, whenever I write something onto the file, she will click a picture and give it to you. What you would be doing is, for let's say 1 hour, you would be collecting all the pictures there itself. You'd be just letting Madhuri throw the pictures and you'll keep them wherever they are. Once the 1 hour is completed, what you will do is you'll collect those pictures together, quickly bundle them as one album, and then dump it inside HDFS. But while you are doing this, what Madhuri is still doing is Madhuri is still clicking the pictures and dumping it in front of you, still clicking pictures and throwing it in front of you. As soon as the 1 hour completes, again you will collect all this 1 hour pictures, bundle it as one album, and dump it inside your Hadoop. So in this way, there is no data loss, and very securely, without any data loss, the data is dumped inside the Hadoop cluster. Clear?
On Hadoop HDFS, will that be a single file or that will be a combination of multiple files?
This 3 events, 1 hour, let's say the time frame was 1 hour. So whatever happened in 1 hour, at the Flume server, it is multiple files, but at the HDFS, it would be one file. Whatever happened for this 1 hour. Later on, for the second 1 hour, whatever will happen, that would be another file in your HDFS. So if you try to understand in this way, then so these were 5 chunks of five chunks on my Flume agent and 2 blue chunks. But when it was dumped inside Hadoop, it was one file of orange chunks and one file of blue chunks.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So any doubts in this now? We'll be seeing its practical right now. But theory point of view, do you have any doubts?
Do we have anything called as heartbeat or watchdog kind of thing
Between?
for Flume agent?
No. But that is a continuous process which your client can observe that it is working and something is happening.
How about the failure management? In case Flume agent is not working, so what happens to that particular transaction?
If Flume agent is not working, then you won't be getting your data. That's it.
And in case we don't want to lose the data,
the data is still there, right? See, data is still there in your web server, so it is not lost. So even if your Flume agent goes down, what you can just do is track on till what time it was running, and you can start your Flume agent again. Only thing that will happen is the first time whenever Flume agent will grab the data, it will grab all the existing data because it would be a new data for him. So only thing is that will happen is you will get some duplicate data. Like for
okay,
example, if you assume that this is my file, okay, if you are looking at this file for the first time, then all this is new data for you, right?
yeah,
So then what happened? Then the Flume agent started and two lines got added. Okay, these two lines got added. Okay, so Flume agent copied these contents. So Flume agent will now have two files, let's say in Hadoop. One is this one and one is this one. Okay, and then my Flume agent went down. And by the time my Flume agent came up, I had one more line written in here. Now only problem will happen is for the new Flume agent, this entire thing would be a new thing. So what it will do is it will completely take this as one more content. So that is the only drawback. But your
okay,
would be lost.
understood.
Clear? Yep. Okay. So this is your diagram which will give you, idea of plenty of things. Okay, so now I've just extended the diagram to cover everything. So this will cover your web architecture. This is your client which has Hive installed, Pig installed, Scoop installed. It can communicate with your Hadoop cluster. It can communicate with your database. It can communicate with your web server, not web server actually. Yeah, web server, or we can say website. So why to communicate with the web server? Let's communicate with the website. I'll just put it here so as to it can communicate with both. Okay. So apart from the Flume agent wala thing, I have just tried to, kind of make this a more informative diagram, wherein now you can understand at one glance exactly what is happening on the network for you. Clear? Any doubt in this diagram? Forget about Flume. We are not specific to Flume now. We'll get into the practical and again explanation of Flume, but right now I'm talking about the entire web, not web architecture, entire network of yours. Any doubts in this? Hello?
Yeah, clear. One thing is about Uzi, where Uzi stands in this.
Here. Uzi will also be here. The only reason I did not display it because I didn't have space in my client.
Uzi is also related with the scheduled executions, right? So does it
Right.
require a separate server?
No. It would be installed in your client itself. By far, out of all the ecosystems that we learned, only Flume would be installed on a separate server, else everything else would be installed on your client itself.
Client. Okay.
So this is your client.
Yeah. And one question about this, the channel you have drawn for web server to Hadoop. Is that a bidirectional data flow? No.
Not a bidirectional data flow. One directional, only from source to destination.
Yeah. And what about the client to Flume?
Just a second, let me see. Go back. Yeah, which one?
For client to Flume agent.
Client to Flume also it would be single directional. Because it is just giving it the configurations. It is not fetching anything from the Flume agent.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So good observation. Yeah. So this is your, just a second guys, just a second. Okay. So any doubts in this, guys?
Yeah, clear.
Madhuri?
Clear.
Okay. So do make a image of this image in your mind so that you'll get a clear picture of how exactly everything is working and how exactly everything is interconnected. So there should be one diagram for you to understand everything is happening that is happening around you in the network. Okay. Now let's get ahead and see the lab for your Flume. Okay. Because we are not using an external Flume server, because our client, our web server, our Flume agent server, as well as our HDFS, everything is in one single machine. That's why the pseudo environment wala Flume configuration is not that do. It is very simple. What it will do is whenever a change will happen in a file which you have given as a source, it will immediately create a temporary file and immediately dump it inside HDFS. It will not wait for temporary files to get collectively collected somewhere and then merge it and then dump it. It will not do this. It will just take it and dump it inside your HDFS. Okay. Second thing, what we are going to do is we don't have any automatically ever increment. So what we would be doing is we would be creating a text file and we would be marking it as a source. Okay. Then first time we will start the Flume agent and we'll observe that whatever the content is present inside the file is copied and dumped inside our HDFS. Then we will manually make changes in the text file, still keeping your Flume agent running. We will make changes in the file so it will look like it is incrementing automatically for the Flume agent. But for the Flume agent, it would be like it is incrementing automatically. And then you will observe the change that Flume agent has copied the changes that have happened in the text file and dump it in HDFS. After the lab, it will get more clear. But what I want to communicate here is because this is a pseudo mode cluster and everything is in one server itself and our source file is a text file which we are manually incrementing. So the Flume server is not that highly configured. The Flume agent in the pseudo mode is not that highly configured. So we would be having duplicates as well when we do the lab. We will get duplicate content as well in our HDFS. But when you will do the project, when you will do the actual project of Twitter data analysis, from where you would be bringing data from the Twitter ka web server, at that time you will observe that there are no duplicates and only unique data is dumped inside your HDFS. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, firstly, what we have is if you go to computer, file system, user, lib, this is where your Flume would be installed. Your Flume agent would be installed. So out of this, if you go to A, B, C, D, E, F, E, F, Flume NG, in this you will have a folder called as conf. In this configuration wala folder, here you have your Flume ka configuration file. So now if you open this file, you will see that there is a lot of content in here. Okay. But while configuring the Flume agent, from this file or from this configuration file, what you're defining is you're defining an agent. Okay. And for every agent, there would be a unique source, a unique channel, and a unique sink. Sink means destination. Means what? If you are supposed to observe 10 web server ke files, then you will have to have 10 different Flume agents. Means 10 different Flume servers. If I have 10 web servers from where I have to dump data in my HDFS,
Then in my HDFS there would be 10 destination folders. That is perfectly fine. But I will also have 10 different Flume car servers. Every Flume server will host one Flume agent, which will have one configuration file and which can have only one source. Clear? This is clear?
Yes.
And if you try to do it precisely, then clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in our Flume configuration, we are specifying that the source would be of the type sequence generating source. Means the data that it is generating is to be considered as a sequential data, or has to be considered as a series of sequential records. The data that we are collecting, or the source that we have, it would be a collection of sequential data. It would be a collection of sequential records. Okay, so that is called as sequence generating source. In Flume terminology, that is called as a sequence generating source. Means a source which would be considered as a collection of sequential records. Means one after the another, one after the another. Okay, wherein the definition of each of the records would be the same. Means the data types or number of fields which are there would be the same. Okay. Then secondly, the memory channel that we are using here is our internal memory channel. The communication channel that we are using is the buses in our system. We are not using any network, we are using the internal bus. So we have our memory channel. When you would be doing it for the Twitter, you will be having an API ka source. API ka channel. Application interfaces channel. Okay. Then the sync that we have in Flume terminology, the destination would be called as a logger sync. The logger sync, why? Because it would be acting as a logging agent. So it would be logging everything. It would be more like a logger. So it is called as a logger destination. Yes, clear? Somebody unmuted himself or herself. Any questions? Okay. Then what we are doing is we are saying that on our source you have to execute a command tail minus f. This minus f is the complete file path that we have, and tail command will fetch you the end contents. Okay, and this is going to be your source file. This is going to be your source file. So if you have a look at your source file, it is present inside wisdom documents log.txt, and this is the content that you have in your source file. Clear? Then what you're saying is the destination is going to be this. So this is the folder inside your HDFS where the files would be dumped. You don't have to create this folder, like you don't create any of the output folders for any of the Hadoop operations. Similarly, you don't have to create this folder. Hadoop will create the folder by itself. Only thing is, whenever you start the Flume agent, this should be a new one. Once the Flume agent is started, it will use the same one until it stops. But whenever you start a new Flume agent, it has to be new. Same concept as your command execution, that for every command execution the output folder should be different. Same way, this folder also should be something which does not exist every time. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have our source ready. Our HDFS is up and running, so the destination will get created. So what we need to do is we need to start our Flume agent. So what we'll do is we'll go to the command terminal.
and we'll write the command as the service that we would be using is FlumeNG. What exactly out of the service we are using is an agent whose configuration file is located at the location user lib FlumeNG conf flume.conf is the name of the configuration file. Then the name for this agent is agent, and we are specifying a property saying dflume.root.logger is equal to info. I'll explain you what is this, comma console. Clear? These are the different levels of your logging, and out of which the level that we are using is info. So it will display, it will log errors, it will log exceptions, as well as it will log actions, and it will display those everything on your console. So we are not dumping it in any file. We are not dumping the logs in any file. We are just displaying the logs on the terminal window itself. The terminal window is called as console. This is clear? To make you understand better. So this is what this means. That the level of logging that we have to use is info, and where it has to display it is on the console. Okay, just check your command always twice, because it would be taking some time for everything to happen. So if you have an error, still it will go, some of your time would be spent, so you'll think that it is a normal process, but maybe it would be because of your error. So just make sure that you check the spelling mistakes and everything twice before you actually execute the command. Before actually executing the command, let me show you the HDFS so that we are sure that there is nothing like logs into it. So this is my user wisdom. If you check in here, there is nothing as logs in here. MNLIJKL. See, it should be between I and O. So there is nothing as such, no folder as such logs in here, right? So I'll execute this. So see what is happening. The information is getting loaded, that it is excluding some things out of the class path, then it would be loading some things into the class path, and a lot of stuff would start happening. So this all class path are loaded. Then it has taken your configuration file into action. Then it is configuration file, it has processed your destination, it has created an instance of your memory channel, then it has created an instance of your source, it has created an instance of your sink, the Hadoop security and everything is disabled, then it has started your destination, started your source, and see this. This is your event file, .temp. If you quickly go in here now, you see that the logscode directory is created, but here you have a file which is of 0 bytes. Why? Because this is a temporary file. So this is an event wala file. Normally this file should have been stored in your Flumeca server, but here Flumeca server is also same, that's why it is stored in here, but the size is 0. Now if you see again here, it has renamed it, means actually it has converted it from a temporary file to actual file. So if you refresh it now here, you see that the file is there of 90 bytes. So if you open this, then you can see your contents. So what Flume has done is, for the first thing, everything inside the file was an update for it. So it has taken everything and dumped it in HDFS. So far it's clear?
Yeah.
Now if you go to your file, okay, this file, now you cannot change it from here. If you try changing it here, it will not allow you to do it because it is now locked by your Flume agent. So what we will be doing is, we'll be starting another terminal, and from the terminal we'll say sudo vi /home /wisdom /documents /log.txt. Okay, so we'll go to the end of the file, get into the insert mode, get onto a new line and write anything. Okay, now I have made some changes in the file, so now I will save it. See, immediately what has happened, it created another temporary file, it created another permanent file, it is creating another temporary file. So this is just because it will have duplications as well, that's why it is creating multiple temporary files and multiple permanent files. Just a second, let it complete it. Okay. So now if you go to your HDFS and refresh it, you will see another file created. So this is the original file and this is the changes that you did. There is duplication, but that is a part of the configuration of Flume sudo mode. Clear? And the Flume. So if you again go and make changes in here,
Delete the data.
Sorry?
Delete the data which is already available.
Okay.
Okay.
So it has created a temporary file. See, the deletion is something which is not going to happen in an ever incrementing file, but still.
And
Yeah, let's see.
trying to analyze where else this service can be used.
Right. Here you are. So this time, because previous data was not available, so it has not even created another file. Only one file it has created. And this is your content.
Yeah.
So you can use this for version maintenance as well.
Right.
Clear?
Yeah.
Now the Flume agent is not concerned with what are you going to do with this data. The work of Flume agent was only to dump it in here. It has done it and it has done. It is not concerned at what exactly we would be doing with this data in here. Clear?
One question.
Yeah, please.
Flume ecosystem deals with the messaging. So where we get the message, is there any kind of prompt somewhere?
This is messaging. These are the messages. So messaging means gossiping.
Okay.
Listening to किसके घर में क्या हो रहा है and then coming home and telling your husband about it, that is gossiping.
Okay.
So this is what it is doing.
Can we make use of Flume and Oozie all together? Like once I receive a message file from Flume execution completion and execute the next phase of Oozie, something
Yeah.
like that,
Yes.
in an automated environment.
Yes. See, typically
Okay.
what you would be doing is, instead of even getting Oozie into place, you would just be creating a table in Hive, okay, which you would be doing project, okay, that would be pointing to this folder. So what we saw in Hive so far was that we manually load data from a file into the Hive table, right? So you have another type of Hive table which is called as an external table, in which you just have to give a location of a directory. So whenever in this directory a new file will get dumped, the data inside it would be appended in the table, in the same table, provided you always have the same data type and same definition. So whenever
Okay.
file will get dumped in here, the data will get appended in your Hive automatically.
Yeah.
You can of course use Oozie here as well, but the most common application is that you dump this data in Hive and then do whatever you want in there. Any doubts?
Clear.
Okay, Madhuri, any doubts?
Mm.
Okay. So this was our Flume. So we'll do one thing, we'll stop it here and tomorrow we'll get on with cluster planning. Tomorrow we'll do cluster planning as well as we'll go through the slides so far. All the slides that we have used so far, so that you get a better picture of how to understand these slides. Anyways, you would be getting the documentation soon. So no need of slides, but still we'll go through the slides once. So it would be a revision as well for you. Okay, so yes guys, thanks a lot. So we'll be closing off for today. Have a nice day ahead and see you tomorrow 7 o'clock. I'll be there sharp. I'll be before that sharp.
Jen, one question, Jen.
Yeah, please.
Yesterday I was trying some on VMware. I was trying some exercises. Is there any command to delete the folder created, the input folder which we create? Suppose for word count program, we have created word count underscore input folder. Can we delete that folder?
In HDFS, right?
In HDFS.
Yes, you can. Okay, let's say I want to delete my output folder.
Okay.
So I'll just say Hadoop fs -rm -rmr, then it is output. Deleted.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, and another question is about I was trying this combiner wala program. So we already copied word count wala folder into the workspace folder. So when you again copy for next program, we copied the same folder, that is word count wala.
No, you have a different folder for combiner.
Yeah, I know we have a different folder, but I tried the same one. So I just renamed the folder to, say for example, temperature.
Okay.
But the jar file in that folder was still having a name as word count. Okay.
Okay.
Not the jar file, the Java file.
Okay.
And when I opened it into Eclipse, I just named it to something else. So I need to do the changes in the main program and the mapper program as well.
Right.
It was giving me some compilation errors.
The project name and the class file name, class name that you specified, they should be same.
Okay.
So that's why you were getting the errors.
So what is the best way to handle such kind of thing in case we need to copy the same program for two different executions?
Use the same program. Why to copy
No, but
it?
I want to preserve the earlier program as well.
The program is anyway same, right? You are not making any changes into it, right?
No. I want to make some changes in the second execution. It is based on word count, but I need to do some changes into the logic.
So change the project name here as well and change the project name in your Eclipse as well. See,
Okay.
I'll show you. Wait. I'll clear the doubt.
No, I am having this doubt because I'm not having that much hand on Java programming.
Completely fine. See here your main class ka name is word count, and if you open the main class, then inside it the class which we have is word count.
Right.
But the name of the folder in here is combiner. So the project that I would create there should have this name as combiner, and this class ka name, this file ka name, class file ka name, and this should be same.
Okay.
So if I want to use this as any other name, I'll just copy this, create a new folder here with some other name, let's say prog. Then I'll copy this folder, dump it in my workspace. Then I'll go to my Eclipse. I'll go to file, create a new Java project, name it as Pro.
I was getting an error for build path.
No. This is a different error. Wait. Think I made some changes in the program by mistake. The 68 errors wala is our known error, so that is okay. But why it is giving the errors? I already have it in build path. Oh, in my libraries, I don't know where the external jar went. See, this is the error-free program. Clear? So see, what I did was I just added the external jars, but that is not a part of Java. That external jars, I guess I might have deleted it while working on it or displaying it to somebody else. I might have deleted the external jars to display the errors. So that's why I have to again add those external jars. But what you have to do is the project name here and the folder name there should be same. The class name and the class file name should be same.
Okay.
Then you can do anything. You can just simply copy it and then make any changes, whatever you want in the program.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So typically this would be very useful for you. Good that you asked this question. Typically this would be very useful for you when you would be doing the assignment wale programs, because all you need to change is the mapper ka logic and the reducer ka logic.
Yeah.
So no need of copying and pasting this entire thing. You can just copy it with some different same class name of word count. Just copy it with some new program name and change the logic and you're done.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so clear?
Yeah. Yeah, clear.
Anytime, dude. I'll delete this so that I don't get confused. Okay. Yep. So yeah, thanks a lot and see you tomorrow. We'll be calling off now. And good to learn that good to know that you are practicing, Mangesh. And keep it up. So you have 3 more days. So be prepared. Everything will be there in your drive or somewhere today for very sure, because now my internet problem is solved. Everything is solved. I have ample of time today. So after afternoon, everything in your, because I have a small client meeting now. Normally my client meeting ends up as a client fight meeting. So last time, right? Last time when you called me in the evening.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll be handling a WWF, and then when I come back, I'll be doing it. Okay. So thanks a lot, guys, and see you tomorrow. Madhuri ma'am, I'll really love to hear the same kind of queries from your side as well, some point of the time in the code. Yeah. Okay. Chalo. See you then. Bye. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.